Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to round 12 and the final round of the championship here for the BSR Winter Mazda Championship. I'm Yusuf Milkasir bin Sahel, and I will be your host for the evening. Make it sound like I'm almost an airline pilot when I say stuff like that. It's weird. Either way, let's get back on to business. We have some racing happening today. We're at Barcelona, and probably the key thing to remember is the fact that we're not on the long circuit layout, we're on the short circuit layout. And some of you will be wondering, Milky, what on earth is the short circuit layout? And I would usually respond with, I have absolutely no idea. But I have seen a track map. And we did have a track map up a while ago. Essentially, there are 7 corners. So if we ride on board with someone, let's go with Ben Sharp, right? Because it's good old Ben Sharp. He's about to win the championship, all of that hoo-ha. You'll see exactly how the track unfolds. So you go through this corner, turn 3. The infamous turn 3, and you make your way down towards turn 4. This is where Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton murdered each other back in 2016, I want to say. Long, sweeping hairpin. And in the Mazdas, you can get on the power fairly early, and you can see Ben Sharp just kind of getting on the power tyres a bit cool. Then you come down into turn 5. You can see the rear end very slippery. And then, after turn 5, you make your way into the double right-hand of 6 and 7, which is very similar, actually, to the Monza Club circuit, where you have turns 1 and 2. So you go through 6 and 7, and then you're straight in to turn 1. So it's a very odd track layout. I don't know where the start-finish line is, because there's practically no straight out of the final corner into turn 1, but that's where we find ourselves. So I also want to bring something else up onto your screens. Take a look at that. That is your championship standings. Ben Sharp currently leading by 133 points. That means that Kip Stevens has to take 13 points away from Ben Sharp. He has to finish 13 places ahead of Ben Sharp. And if he does not, Ben Sharp will be your BSR Mazda Monday Winter Cup champion. So, that's what's at stakes. There's also a bit of a battle going on between Alan Toon and Michael Barre. I'm sorry, Michael. Every time I hear that, I just think Michael Barre. I'm putting it in a proper northern accent. Also, should mention as well that we have a battle, I believe it's between Charles Kellyman and Sam Smith for the Pro-Am title. Hello, Volcanic. How you doing? Good to see you in the stream. Are you ready to see some real spicy action? We ain't talking about no F1 shenanigans. This is real racing that you're going to be witnessing out on circuit. So, it's Shane Pickett who currently tops the timing sheet with a 49.8. Kip Stevens just a 10th behind with a 49.9, and he's actually just put in a 49.2 has Kip Stevens. And he jumps slightly higher up the standings. Actually, Volcanic, while you're here, I might as well ask. I was wondering, do you want to join me for the Corner Cut Championship, either as a driver or I could do with another commentator? I'm looking to do a full-on meme commentary, so it'd be great to have someone else that I can meme with, and you know, we can have some fun. We can bash around some drivers a bit, and we can take it seriously as well. So it'd be awesome. So say yes. Yeah, I am doing all work though myself. Okay. So where is Charles Kellyman? Charles Kellyman is currently down in P10 in the green optical car, as someone has spun on the exit of turn 2. And that definitely won't be the best of news for whoever that is. Of course, qualifying is a 15-minute affair. We have 11.5 minutes remaining. And Ben Sharp's only objective in this opening race is just to finish ahead of Kip Stevens. The time, Volcanic, would be... wait, what am I talking about? Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m. GMT. We'd start the stream a little bit earlier, so let's say from about 6:40 p.m. GMT, which... Actually, wait. Yeah, so literally an hour ago. But on Wednesdays. And I don't know how early that is for you, because I'm guessing it's what, like 9 a.m. in Australia or something right now? Maybe 7 a.m.? I don't know. Who knows? But you're welcome to drive or to commentate if you are so inclined. Who else can we sit on board with? How about Daniel Perry? Daniel Perry's doing a fine job right now. He's currently sitting in third. He's 2/10 down on Sam Smith. Chase Banks also putting in a fine showing with a 48.865. Finds himself 500ths behind Ben Sharp. Who hasn't put in a lap? And it's someone that we can expect from. My money is on the new driver, Nick Ponstance, says Joe Whitty. Nick Ponstance. Where is Nick Ponstance? Nick Ponstance in the Postman Racing light blue car. I do like that livery. Let's take a look. Let's take a look then at Lick the Stampin' Center. Oh, yes, of course, Nick. Well, we'll be seeing if he licks any stamps over the course of tonight's race. Ah, rip. That is a shame to hear, for sure. Thoughts on new racer Nick Ponstance? Well, he's put in a 49.189. It's a second off the pace. So he seems to be a decent driver. I can't really say more than that. When I see him race, I'll keep an eye out. Now that I know we've got a Nick Ponstance fan in the chat, I'll definitely keep an eye out to see what Nick can pour through. But let's take our eyes back to our championship leader, Ben Sharp, who is currently 7/10 down on the fastest lap set by Adam Shepherd. Daniel Perry currently sitting in second. I tell you what, Sam Smith has really come alive today. That is a fantastic lap, but from Sam Smith, as he's actually frozen on track. Never mind, but he has put in a 48.4 as his personal best, which is just a few tenths, or a few hundredths, I should say, down on Daniel Perry's time. So we could even be seeing Sam Smith lining up on the front row of the grid as Ben Sharp improves and puts in a 48.658, and now he's only 2/10 off Sam Smith. By the moment, there is a bit of a gap from the top three down to the likes of Ben Sharp, Jez Banks, and then Roy Vivark, who is 8/10 down on Adam Shepherd. Who else can we sit with? Let's take a look at Michael Barry, who is close to jumping ahead of Alan Toon for the championship. Let me just take a quick look at the standings, because Ben did put something out to say how everything is looking. Okay, so amateur battle is Michael Barry and Alan Toon, and between the two of them, there is 65 points separating them, which means that Michael Barry has to finish 20 places ahead of Alan Toon in both races. So, to be honest, Alan Toon pretty much has that in the bag, unless he DNFs in pretty much every race, really. Charles Kellyman, Sam Smith, we are seeing 140 points separating them. So Sam Smith needs to finish at 20 places behind, or 20 places behind Charles Kellyman, for him to no longer have a chance of taking that P3 standing away. Charles Kellyman could be finishing second in the championship. That's the real battle that I want to look out for, because there's currently 24 points separating the two of them. 6.5 minutes remaining in qualifying. For those of you who are new to the stream, this is the BSR, the British Sim Racing Master Monday Championship. We are in the Winter Cup 12-round championship, and we are on the 12th and final round here at the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya in Spain. And Ben Sharp is on the verge of winning the championship. Kip Stevens is the man who will be trying to prevent that from happening. But Ben Sharp just needs to finish within, I think it's about within 10 places of Kip Stevens to secure the championship on the first race of the night. The way the system works is we have a 50-minute qualifying session before jumping on into race 1. After race 1, we have a reverse grid to decide the standings in the grid order for race 2, and then the same again after race 2 as we jump on into race 3. Each of the races are 15 minutes long. For those who don't know anything about me, I'm Milky Cereal, or Yusuf bin Sahel, and I have been commentating on the series since about round 4. If you do enjoy the commentary, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, or just follow me on Twitter at MilkyCereal73 to stay up to date with all of my commentary work, because it's not always here on this YouTube channel, as sometimes it's for different organizations like the World Endurance Championship. Or I should say the Endurance E-Racing World Championship. Let's see how Nick Ponson's is doing. He's currently in P11, 100 down on Nicholas Klebens. Jamie Gulliford, I think we usually expect to see slightly higher up the order. He's currently down in P21, having put in a 49.4. And it is very tight. We're talking about less than a tenth of a second from Ralph Cullinan in P15 all the way down, or between each subsequent drive, all the way down to Aston Wigley in P24. Aston Wigley with a 49.5. And from our man Ralph Cullinan, it is a 49.1. So 4/10 separating over 10, or pardon me, yeah, 4/10 separating over 10 drivers. Hello, I'm Milky Cereal, the best commentator. You damn right, Volcanic. Damn right. Did you enjoy that video that I put out earlier today? Self-acclaimed best commentator. We'll go with that. Jamie Gulliford's dropping down the order, as I think a lap just came in. I'm not sure from who. I think it was Michael Seal who's put in a 49.1. 3.5 minutes do remain in qualifying. And Ben Sharp has been able to improve. He's actually put in a 48.2, and he's now just 1/10 behind Adam Shepherd, and simultaneously 1/10 ahead of Daniel Perry. We're seeing 3/10 separating the top 4 drivers. Thanks, Volcanic. I'm going to be putting out some even Actually, I don't think I'll get crazier. Honestly, Linda is never happening again. Linda was crazy. I can't control Linda. And I think I need to be ensuring that Linda never makes it out the big stage again. Paul was a good guy. I did like Paul. But Linda was a bit crazy. For any of you that are wondering what on earth I'm talking about, I had started an F1 sim racing league. And I did an announcement video for it where there were some personas involved in said announcement video. It is on this channel. It was the most recent video I've put out at the time of this BSR Mazda Monday race. So if you do want, you can check it out. If any of you do have F1 2020, you're more than welcome to join. And of course, if you haven't, you can join the BSR Mazda Monday Championship. Either head on and message Kip Stevens on iRacing, or you can join the Discord server. It's in the link to the previous videos. It might even be on the link to this YouTube stream as well. So if you own Mazdas, if you do want to do some league racing, honestly, could not recommend joining BSR more. I'm actually going to be racing tomorrow, but I have to serve some penalties because I made some stupid mistakes in my previous race back at Alton Park. So I'm going to be starting from the pits tomorrow, which should be entertaining. We'll see what I can do there. Ben Sharp then through the final corner with 1 minute 20 left. Will he be able to improve? It's a 50.9. Let's ride on board then with our current provisional pole sitter, and also the driver who has the most race wins of the season, Adam Shepherd. He has not taken part in all rounds, which is why Adam Shepherd is not leading the championship, or not even in the battle. It's down in P15 or something like that. into the final corner then. I just want to see how you get into the pits. I'm really confused as to where the pit entry is on the circuit. Wow, Adam Shepherd really took that right-hander flat. Turn 3, flat out in the rear end, always wanting to step out. Dropping it down into third then for turn 4. On the power as early as you can. Holding it tight. No need to let the car out, it seems, for Adam Shepherd. You just take a nice double apex. Late onto the brakes, second gear for turn 5. Use a lot of curb. Pull the car back over to the left as you make your way into 6 and 7. Using up as much curb as you dare. And across the line to set a... I'll be honest, I don't know where the finish line is. I'm guessing he just set a 48.5. Qualifying has now ended, so drivers have enough time to just complete their current laps. Sam Smith, that so far had been unable to improve. He's actually in the pits. Where is the pits? I'm so confused as to where these pits are. I don't know where the pits are. By the way, that is the end of qualifying. Adam Shepherd getting well out of the way of someone who was still on the lap. Kip Stevens down in P6. Remember, for Kip Stevens to prevent Ben Sharp from winning the championship in this opening race of the night, race 1 of 3 of the night, he needs to finish at least 10 places above. As we see someone just diving right on in, rather crazily. So, we have our grid order. Adam Shepherd on the front row of the grid with Ben Sharp. Then Daniel Bristow and Sam Smith on the second row. Shane Pickett, Kip Stevens on row 3. Carl Jacquelet on row 4 alongside Jez Banks. Roy Vivark lines up in P9. Just trying to see roughly how many drivers we have tonight. I think we've got about 30 or so. Charles Kellyman currently down in P14. I think he's got Martin Sampson for company alongside him. Okay, so it would seem that the start-finish line is coming through the double right-hander. Well, the revs are rising then here at Barcelona, and we get ready to get underway for the first time tonight. And the revs are rising. It's a good start from Adam Shepherd, but an even better one for Ben Sharp on the wider line, able to get onto the power easier without losing the rear end. And it seems that there is no carnage in the background through turns 1 and 2. Adam Shepherd leads Ben Sharp and Daniel Perry as they make their way through turn 3. Kip Stevens, the championship contender, all the way down in P7 in the 55 car. He's got Carl Jacquelet and Sam Smith right in front of him. Whether he can find a way through is another matter. As Jamie Gulliford going down. Actually, that's the 60-61 of Michael Steele going down the inside and causing some carnage behind. As Charles Kellyman looking around the outside of turn 5. The 14 and 26 of Roy Vivark and Jamie Tongs running neck and neck into the final sequence of corners. But Jamie Tongs holds on to P14 as it is a long, long list of cars. It's the 12 really losing the back end. And that was the 12 of Craig Cockrell dropping down the order. Pardon me, it wasn't. It's the 14 of Roy Vivark that was dropping down. And there's someone in in the walls. Is that Alan Toon? No, it is not. It might be Jez Banks. No, it was the 29 of Ralph Cullinan. Michael Seal then in the 61, running side by side with Jamie Gulliford in the 33 on the outside into turn 5. Jamie Gulliford will go later on the brakes as Matthew Logistics car of Will Currington will sweep past Jamie Tonks and up into P14. Now Will Currington looking to advance further up the field. Michael Seal is next in his sights. Tried to sneak the car underneath through the double right-hander, but was unsuccessful in doing so. Michael Seal is really closing into Jamie Gulliford, who has dropped back from Edward Raprager, now over a second behind his teammate. Meanwhile, at the front, Ben Sharp, 3/10 behind Adam Shepherd, has Daniel Perry for company, as Carl Jacquelet has just been overtaken by Kip Stevens, who sent one down the inside into turn 5. We're riding on board with Carl Jacquelet now through the double right-hander. And up ahead, you can see Shane Piggott, then Daniel Perry, and right up at the front, Adam Shepherd and Ben Sharp, nose to tail, and I think that is a back marker getting in the mix of things. Who I'm not entirely sure it is, the 954, that is Peter Reed, who is currently sat in between Daniel Perry and Shane Piggott. Sam Smith is on the back of Carl Jacquelet, who we saw getting overtaken by Kip Stevens just a few corners ago. So Kip Stevens starting to pull away from Carl Jacquelet. Don't forget, as things that currently stand, Kip Stevens will be unable to close in sufficiently to Ben Sharp, and Ben Sharp will claim the BSR Mazda Monday Championship. Charles Kellyman is currently down in P15, so I think unlikely to be able to jump ahead. Kip Stevens is most certainly closing in, but that is, of course, the backmarker car of Peter Reed, who tries his best to pull well out of the way of the stream of cars that fly through. Shane Piggott kicks up some dirt on the run through turn 1. You do really have to cut into the curb. And up ahead, actually, that's Shane Piggott running very wide through turn 3. We have 31 drivers tonight. Pete Newman, Jamie Jakins are out of the race. And it's Matthew Wood, who's currently 2 laps down on the field. So that's a Matthew Logistics car almost getting right in the way of Carl Jacquelet. In fact, did get in the way of Carl Jacquelet, who nearly ran into the back of, I believe that was Jason Morris. Yeah, that was Jason Morris, who's going right around the outside of turn 4. Gets passed by his Matthew Logistics teammate of, I believe it's Will Currington. Indeed it is. And that's actually the 26 of Jamie Tonks, having a think about going down the inside, but up ahead, Carl Jacquelet looking for the inside of Sam Smith. Down the inside, Sam Smith losing the rear end temporarily. And they are side by side into the final corners. The double right-hander of turn 6 and 7. Contact between the two, but Sam Smith holds on to the position. And let's ride on board then with Carl Jacquelet, who gets a whole heap of understeer on the exit of turn 2. Now through the long sweeping right-hander of 3. Carl Jacquelet will just have to slot in behind. Nicholas Clibbins is close to Carl Jacquelet. Could think about sending one into 4. Takes a sensible approach. Will Currington having a look at Jamie Tonks down the inside. Oh, that's big contact between the two of them. And Will Currington will pull off the move. Charles Kellyman just behind in the number 1 green optical car. Could potentially look for a way through, but just too far back. What about Edward Ratbrager? I think he's just been sent down the inside by Martin Sampson. Tries to find the switch back on the exit of 2, but instead just gets a pass by the 33 of Jamie Gullyford and his 40-40 teammate as well. Edward Ratbrager will be able to find the switch back on corner exit. Could look for the inside down into turn 4. Will indeed do so. The two 40-40 cars side by side all the way through turn 4. Jamie Gullyford on the outside, now into 5. And Edward Ratbrager try to sweep the long way through. And Martin Sampson, having made a mistake, will make it 3 abreast into the final corner. And Martin Sampson holds on to P9, Edward Ratbrager. Back up to P10 with Jamie Gullyford hot on his heels. At the front, Adam Shepherd now leads by nearly a second over Ben Sharp, who's in turn a second ahead of Daniel Perry. And then it is a further 2.5 seconds to Shane Piggott. A very lonely P4 for Shane Piggott, as he is currently 2 seconds ahead of Kip Stevens. But Edward Ratbrager is not lonely. He looks down the inside of Martin Sampson, down into turn 4. And he'll be able to get his Mazda alongside Martin Sampson's red 79. Now looking for the switchback on the exit of 5. And all the while, Jamie Gullyford watching this unfold, waiting for a potential opportunity. And again, it's a really good exit from Edward Ratbrager, but he just taps the rear end of Martin Sampson, which pushes Sampson out wide into turn 1. And Martin Sampson will just cut completely through turns 1 and 2. And surely he's going to have to yield the position to Edward Ratbrager and Jamie Gullyford. He should have a slow down warning on his screen, a slow down penalty on his screen. But it seems that Martin Sampson will not be yielding and will hold on to that P9 spot. Charles Kellyman and Will Currington side by side. And Charles Kellyman down the inside of 4 gets the job done and moves up to P14. Yes, Volcanic, I do still do league racing, but I just haven't found any rewards recently with doing the YouTube highlight videos. Like, oh, actually up ahead, just going to cut across myself there. I think we just saw sparks flying between Jamie Gullyford and Martin Sampson. But yeah, what I was saying was I haven't really found any rewards. I felt like I was putting out really, really damn good content, but I just wasn't quite getting the viewership numbers for it. So I must have been doing something wrong, and as it was taking a lot of time to produce that content, I just decided, well, if I'm not getting the results, it doesn't really matter, so I stopped doing it. I'm going to be doing another video, though, for the season finale of FXR at some point. There's a 79 of Martin Sampson, holds on to its a P10 spot from Jamie Gullyford. This is allowing Michael Seal and Jamie Tonks to close right in. His nose to tail Jamie Gullyford right on the back of Martin Sampson. Let's ride on board with Jamie Gullyford as he looks to the inside, down towards turn 4. Nice and late on the brakes from Gullyford. Martin Sampson on the outside, and I just heard bodywork scraping. But Jamie Gullyford has got the move done. Martin Sampson drops down to P11, but we have action happening up ahead because Ben Sharp has closed back within half a second of Adam Shepherd. Remember, that gap was nearly a second at 1 point. And I'm not sure whether it was the mistakes coming through from Adam Shepherd, whether Ben Sharp has really been able to up the pace. Either way, Ben Sharp is in a really good position to challenge for the race win. 3.5 minutes remaining, and we are about to start lap 15 of 19 here at the Barcelona Club Circuit. We haven't really seen too many battles. And it does seem that the club layout here at Barcelona is not one that has given us a great battling on circuit. Maybe it's just a case of drivers getting used to the track layout, getting used to finding those overtaking spots. So we tend to run at slightly smaller layouts. Well, smaller than Barcelona International, usually longer than the Barcelona short layout. The likes of Snetterton, Alton Park, Silverstone, Brands Hatch. Brands Hatch having been our shortest round of the calendar. I don't actually know whether this Barcelona club layout is a shorter lap than what we had at Brands Hatch, as I think the lap times were roughly similar. Something else that is roughly similar is the pace between Adam Sharp and Ben Shepherd. No, Adam Shepherd and Ben Sharp. Because Ben Sharp is now within 3/10 of Adam Shepherd, having gained an entire 10th on the previous lap. And he is just hot on the heels of Adam. Of course, Ben Sharp could just look to finish P2 and would have the championship wrapped up. But he pretty much has the championship guaranteed won. And it would require, even if Ben Sharp wasn't racing this weekend, it would still require something rather special. And a good 3 sets of results from Kip Stevens for him to be able to leapfrog Ben Sharp and take the championship. Through turn 3, Ben Sharp letting the car out much wider than Adam Sharp does. This does mean he's slightly further behind on the approach into turn 4. Third gear then through turn 4, lap 17 of 19. 2.5 laps remaining for round 34, or I should say race 34 of the season. The first race here at round 12. 3 months of racing about to come to a close. And can Ben Sharp secure another win? Adam Shepherd, we talked before about how close he has been to securing the triple win. That is, of course, winning races 1, 2, and 3. Nobody has been able to do that over the course of the season. And Adam Sharp, I keep saying Adam Sharp. Adam Shepherd may have the possibility of pulling it off here tonight. But the pace between Adam Shepherd and Ben Sharp is very close. Shane Piggott now 6 seconds behind these two. He's got Kip Stevens for company and then a further 5 seconds down to Sam Smith. The top 4 in their own world. The top 2 in, even the smaller button, smaller area. The top 4 had their own galaxy. Well, these top 2 have their own little planet. Final lap of the race then, and Adam Shepherd still leads from Ben Sharp. Tell you what, Edward Ratbrager is closing in onto Carl Jacquelet. Could he have a look? He's late on the brakes, and around the outside actually is going to go Jamie Gulliford. Adam Shepherd has secured the win ahead of Ben Sharp, but we're just going to keep an eye on this battle as Jamie Gulliford goes down the inside of the 13 of Nicholas Klibbens, and he'll pull off the move. Just needs to hold the inside into the final corner and will be able to do so successfully. Carl Jacquelet takes P6 ahead of Edward Ratbrager. Nicholas Klibbens in Jamie Gulliford in P7 ahead of Nicholas Klibbens. Jamie Tonks will secure P9 ahead of Sam Smith and Michael Seal down in P11. Charles Kellyman only able to secure a P12. Will Carrington P13 ahead of Aston Wigley and Martin Sampson. Alan Toon and Michael Barry all the way at the back of the field then. There's been some contact between Alan Toon and I think that was Matthew Connolly. But Alan Toon with this will secure his spot as your amateur champion. And Ben Sharp will be your Mazda Cup champion, your overall champion. So in this first race of the night, we have had... Well, actually, Alan Toon is not confirmed as your champion. Ben Sharp is. And that is all. I think Charles Kellyman, has he been able to secure it? The gap between Charles Kellyman and Sam Smith was 144. Sam Smith was able to finish in P10, Charles Kellyman in P12. So Charles Kellyman is your Pro-Am champion, and Ben Sharp will be your overall champion. Okay, so, where did Nick Ponstance get up to? Nick Ponstance, P19 finish for Nick Ponstance. Okay. Right, ladies and gentlemen, you're about to see the most entertaining thing known to man. So, it is time for... Wait for it, it's coming up. Spinny wheel! For those of you who don't know, we decide the position that will be the grid reversal. So, it's from P15 to the last driver on the lead lap, which was Robert Noble in P21. So, we put 15 to 21, and we spin the wheel. To be honest, Joe Whitty, I don't know what Nick Ponstance's potential was. But we have a P18 grid reversal. P18 grid reverse. And just like that, we also have Adam Shepherd joining us for an interview. Adam, I thought you had pulled. I thought you had pulled from Ben, and then all of a sudden he closed back up. Did you start getting a bit nervous in the final few laps?
And then I got caught by another back marker through the chicane, which lost me about 4 or 5 attempts running up the hill. So yeah, that made it a bit more interesting.
So I was saying on stream, and I don't want to jinx you here, but I've been getting excited every time you win the first race. I start thinking, is it possible to see the triple win? I thought we were going to be on the long circuit when I asked you this question last week, but we're on the short circuit, and it seems that you and Ben have a fairly significant pace advantage over everyone else.
Yeah, it's going to be hard here. I think it's going to be quite tricky to overtake being so small, but never say never. Let's give it a go. The grid isn't as huge this week, so it makes it a little bit easier. So fingers crossed we can have a good one, and then yeah, maybe take it into race 3, see if we can win them all. But it's going to be a very tall order.
So you're starting from P18. What I noticed actually at the start of this first race, because you had the inside, it seemed that you really struggled to get on the power as easily as the guys on the outside did. Was that something, or did you just happen to have a bad start?
I knew that he wasn't going to go around me, around the outside of me at the chicane, so I erred on the side of caution and made sure I didn't light the wheels up too bad, because whatever happened, I was going into the chicane ahead. So it was just a case of risk management, really.
Okay, so starting from P18, what's the plan going? Because I think you essentially start before the final 2 corners. How are you approaching the opening lap?
I have no clue yet. I'm just gonna go full send and see where it leaves me. But it is so small; it's going to be probably carnage coming through. But it's very slippery here as well. Like the whole lap, you're driving on eggshells. So it's I'll just have to see how it goes, really, and fingers crossed.
Well, Adam, best of luck in the second race of the day, and hopefully I get to speak to you after that race as well.
Cheers, thank you.
Awesome. That was Adam Shepherd, our race winner from the first race of the night. And we're just waiting for the next session to come up, and then we will jump on in. So until that point, we're going to be heading into a short break. And when we're back, we will be jumping on in to our second race of the night. We'll see you guys in just a short bit. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we are getting ready to jump on in to the second race of the day. Race 35 of the season, to be precise. And it was Adam Shepherd who was able to secure the first win, with Ben Sharp closely in tow. Now, Adam Shepherd and Ben Sharp will be starting from P18 and P17, as it is a good reverse for the second race of the night. It'll be the same for race 3, and I'm still putting it out there. I think that maybe tonight we could be seeing our first triple race winner. I'm going to call it the Harry King Award. So we'll see whether Adam Shepherd can pick up the Harry King Award. For those of you wondering why I'm calling it Harry King, is because Harry King is one of the greatest drivers to grace the BTCC circus, as anyone who would have seen the Porsche Cup would be aware. Essentially, he did the triple race win in BTCC multiple times because he is very, very fast, and he makes it look like he's playing a video game. How he does that, I do not know, but do it, he does. So, we'll see whether Adam Shepherd can be our first Harry King Award winner of the season. Have I been given any authority to create a Harry King Award? No, I haven't. But create it, I have. I'm still trying to work out where this is on the circuit. Where is this? What? I'm just trying to work out where these pits are. Oh, okay. So that's how people get into the pits. They go straight and then they can come in through the back. As we've just seen Will Currington, I believe, leave the pits. No, it was Jason Morris. Keep on trucking. Yes, keep on trucking, Jason. Okay, right, the drivers are lining up on the grid and we will be ready to go in not too long. Daniel Perry then will be lining up on the front row of the grid, and alongside him is Jez Banks. Roy Vivak in P3 ahead of Martin Sampson and Aston Wigley. Will Currington P6 ahead of Charles Kellyman and Michael Seal. Sam Smith in P9 ahead of Jamie Tonks. And Nicholas Clibbins in P11 ahead of Jamie Gulliford. Edward Ratbreaker, Carl Jacquelet, Kip Stevens in P15, having just lost any chance of claiming the championship. Shane Piggott in P16 ahead of your top two from the opening race of the day, Ben Sharp and Adam Shepherd. Nick Postance will be starting in P19 ahead of Ralph Cullinan. Well, the revs rise here in Spain as we get ready to go racing for the second time today. And we are off. It's a good start. It's a very good start from Daniel Perry. And he'll have a clean run into the first corner. But let's see how Adam Shepherd and Ben Sharp are doing further down the order. Ben Sharp will be able to hold on to the position from Adam Shepherd as they make their way through turns 1 and 2. Adam Shepherd going to be able to keep it much tighter through 2 and now has the outside through 3, and Ben Sharp might be finding himself boxed in ever so slightly. We were speaking to Adam Shepherd earlier on, and he was talking about how slippery the track surface was here at Spain. Ben Sharp looks to the inside. Adam Shepherd will look to the outside. The 55 of Kip Stevens cannot swing across, and Ben Sharp should be able to gain a position with Adam Shepherd tucking on in behind. Let's run on board then with Adam Shepherd as Kip Stevens has the inside down into 15. Adam Shepherd going to hold it the long way round. And now down the inside into the double right-hander. Adam Shepherd will follow Ben Sharp through. And up into 16 goes Adam Shepherd in the Shepherd Motorsports car. Dab on the brakes from Ben Sharp into turn 1. And Adam Shepherd has to slot in behind. These two have gained a couple of positions, 2 positions each. As they make their way through turn 3. Look at the oversteer for Adam Shepherd, but Ben Sharp able to find so much more grip. Track temperatures are really high. So it might just be a case of Ben Sharp's tyres maybe warming up that little bit quicker, but it will mean that he will be under an immense amount of pressure come the end of the race. The 27 of Shane Piggott has been overtaken. Adam Shepherd super late on the brakes and holds it around the outside of Shane Piggott. Puts a wheel on the gravel, but is able to hold on to the spot. And Adam Shepherd moves up to P15. Next up for these two is going to be, I believe that is, never mind, my standings are not updating. That is the 13 of Jamie Gulliford up ahead. And Jamie Gulliford going the long way round 3. He's going to drop a position as the 42 of Carl Jacquelet comes under pressure. They're pretty much a 3-4 abreast as Adam Shepherd goes down the middle. And he might be able to take Ben Sharp around the outside. That's a lot of tire, what do you call it? A lot of smoke going up. Kip Stevens then on the brakes down into turn 4. It's an absolute mayhem, an absolute cluster of cars, and Adam Shepherd has somehow got through it unscathed. There's a car in the background facing the wrong way, but Ben Sharp and Adam Shepherd make it through cleanly. Will Currington up ahead is right on the heels of Charles Kellyman in the battle for P4. And Will Currington should surely be able to, at the very least, stick to the tail. Oh my God, what's happening behind Sam Smith in the 26 car, looking for the outside of Jamie Tonks through turn 3. He'll have the outside for turn 4 as Edward Ratbrager just slotting in behind, watching this all unfold. Actually, it's a very good amount of corner speed from Edward Ratbrager, who's able to sling alongside Sam Smith down into turn 5. A contact between the two fast teammates. It will be Jamie Tonks who comes out worse, and now Edward Ratbrager around the outside of 6 and 7. Oh, big contact. Ben Sharp able to get through unscathed. The same for Adam Shepherd, but that's the 26 of Sam Smith. And the 61 of Michael Seal dropping down the order. Disaster for those two. Up ahead, Ben Sharp is on Jamie Tonks, round the outside into 4. Will surely look for the switchback, or actually will try to hold it around the outside so that he does have the inside for turn 5. But Adam Shepherd just behind will be able to get a much better exit than the pair of them. Has a think about getting his nose up the inside of Jamie Tonks through 5, and is able to do so. Has the outside down into 6 and 7. Don't make contact as Jamie Tonks just a 4-wheel slides across the path of Adam Shepherd. He does well to avoid any form of contact with the fast R driver. Right on board with Adam Shepherd, right on the back of Jamie Tonks all the way through the long right-hander. And Adam Shepherd will have the inside down into turn 4. Job done. Ben Sharp up to P6, Adam Shepherd up to P7. The pair of them 7 and 8 seconds off the race lead respectively. We are not even a third of the way through the race yet, and there is definitely still enough time for either of Adam Shepherd and Ben Sharp to secure a win. Nick Postens, I know we have a few Nick fans in the chat, has been able to climb up to P12 at the moment. And he's got the 27 of Shane Piggott hot behind him. One of Shane Piggott was caught in some early race shenanigans. He is a driver that I would have expected to see slightly higher up the order. Either way, Ben Sharp closing in onto Will Currington in the Matthew Logistics car. Switches to the outside on the run into turn 5. Will he hold it all the way? No, he will not. Oh, that is aggressive defending from Will Carrington. Ben Sharp will just have to bide his time or puts a wheel on the grass. That could have ended absolutely disastrously. Ben Sharp using a lot of track on the exit of the final corner and on the run into turn 1. And this all means that Adam Shepherd is closing on in. Ben Sharp now 7.2 seconds off the lead. Daniel Perry currently leading the way. 1.9 seconds ahead of Jez Banks. 49.2 last time round for Daniel Perry as Ben Sharp looks to the outside into turn 4. Great defending so far from Will Carrington, able to keep Ben Sharp at bay. But for how much longer? Because Ben Sharp has the inside down into turn 5. And Adam Shepherd will try to follow Ben Sharp through. Will be able to pull alongside the Matthew Logistics car into the double right-hander. Will let Will Carrington really does park it on the apex, and Adam Shepherd was expecting the Matthews Logistics car just to drift out wide, but it did not. Adam Shepherd just giving a slight push to Will Carrington all the way through turn 2, and this has allowed him to sneak up the inside through 3. And behind we're seeing Jamie Tonks right on the back of Edward Ratbreaker. Kip Stevens is in this battle as well. And then you have the 4 of Jamie Gulliford to keep these 3 company down in P11. Daniel Perry now leads by 2 seconds over Jez Banks of 49.4 last time round. Ben Sharp at 49 dead on this lap. His new faster lap of the race. And it is the overall faster lap of the race of 49.0. Let's look at Kip Stevens right on the rear end of the 6 of Jamie Tonks. Jamie Gulliford looks to take a nice wide entry into turn 3. But regardless, he'll still drift out wide as Will Carrington really struggling in the Matthew Logistics car. And will surely drop behind Jamie Tonks, who has the inside down into 4. And Jamie Tonks will pull off the move. Kip Stevens follows Jamie Tonks through. I think Jamie Gulliford might be able to follow through as well. Late on the brakes from Will Carrington, pardon me, but Kip Stevens will hold it the long way around the outside of turn 5. You can definitely see that there has been some cloud cover to emerge here at Barcelona. And this will really help the tyres out. I was speaking to Ben Sharp before the race off stream. He was saying, yeah, very slippery out on circuit. The first few laps are nightmares. As Jamie Gulliford, wow, he really had a moment with the rear end. But yeah, Ben Sharp was saying that the tyres are really slippery at the start of the race, but they also wear out a lot due to the number of laps that we have on circuit. Ben Sharp now on the back of Charles Kellyman. We are just over halfway through the race. And I don't think actually Ben Sharp and Adam Shepherd will be able to take the win. I think P2 is the highest they'll be able to go. Ben Sharp currently half a second quicker than Daniel Perry. And while that might be enough to close in, he has to also get past the likes of Charles Kellyman, Roy Vivark and Jez Banks before he can challenge for the race win. Here comes Ben Sharp then down the inside into turn 4. Pulls off the move. Textbook stuff from our 2020 BSR Winter Champion. I think Ben Sharp as well tomorrow will be likely to win the BSR Tuesday Championship as well. Ben Sharp, 49.4 last time round, was able to take half a second out of Daniel Perry. So, despite having to overtake Charles Kellyman, was able to make good inroads on your current race leader. As Adam Shepherd will follow Ben Sharp through inside of 3. As Charles Kellyman just drifts out wide through the corner. But look at this in the background. Edward Ratbreaker on the outside of Jamie Tonks into turn 4. And Kip Stevens will try to slide his 55 Mazda down the inside of Edward Ratbreaker. Edward Ratbrager with the defensive line into turn 5. Will be able to hold on to P8. Last time round, Daniel Perry 49.7, Ben Sharp 49.4, Adam Shepherd 49.3. So again, nearly half a second coming through from Ben Sharp. 5 seconds behind Daniel Perry with 6 laps to go. I don't think it's really possible, as that was the twin. I thought I saw a lot of tyre smoke coming up. Maybe I was mistaken. Roy Vivak, hot on the heels of Jez Banks. If Daniel Perry makes a mistake, I think Ben Sharp can win. But I don't think he is going to make a mistake. He's driven very well so far, has Daniel Perry. Currently taking a look at Shane Piggott, who is on the back of Kip Stevens, still searching for a way through on Edward Ratbrager and Jamie Tonks. And again, Edward Ratbrager trying to get the wide entry, but Kip Stevens showing his nose, and it just must be uneasing Edward Ratbrager a slight amount. Stevens gets a very good run coming out of a turn 4. Oh, looks to solve the dummy to Edward Ratbrager, but just too far behind to make it work. Last time round, 50.1 from Jez Banks, really struggling as the 007 car. And he's now 3 seconds behind Daniel Perry. And this does mean that Roy Vivek is closing on in. Ben Sharp running wide through turn 3. And this is going to bring Adam Shepherd closer. From Jez Banks to Adam Shepherd, all of the drivers within 1 second of the car ahead. The biggest gap is from Roy Vivek to Ben Sharp, 0.8 of a second. Kip Stevens actually being overtaken right now by Shane Piggott. Stevens on the outside for 4, which will become the inside for turn 5. Contact between the two will squeeze Shane Piggott out wide, is up ahead. The 6 of Jamie Tonks will run slightly wide, and Shane Piggott, oh, that's a big incident. Well, not a huge one, but Jamie Tonks out wide, and oh no, what's happened up ahead? That was Jamie Gulliford. Contact between him and Shane Piggott sends him the wrong way round. And this does promote Nick Postens up at 2P10. Okay, so Ben Sharp hot on the heels of Roy Vivek. Lap 17 of a 19. Daniel Perry will surely be claiming the win here tonight. But the battle for second is a hot and a feisty. Adam Shepherd holds the inside through turn 5. It will become the outside for 6 and 7, but look how close Adam Shepherd is to Ben Sharp. He has not been this close to Ben Sharp since the start of the race. And Adam Shepherd searching for a way through on Ben Sharp as Ben Sharp holds the tight line through turn 3. And this should allow him to squeeze past Roy Vivek. No, just too far behind. Could look for a send, but no, he can't. Adam Shepherd will really send it down the inside. And he makes contact with Roy Vivek and Adam Shepherd. That was sadly a naughty one. He wanted to throw it down the inside of Ben Sharp, but he overdid it. And sadly made contact with Roy Vivek, who has now dropped down to P10 behind Nick Postens. And this has allowed Jez Banks to pull over a second to Ben Sharp in the process. Final lap of the race then. Daniel Perry in the corner of your shot leads by 4 seconds to this man. Oh, pardon me, to this man, Jez Banks. Ben Sharp behind. And then Adam Shepherd down in P4. Shane Piggott might not be done yet either. He's quite hot on the heels of Edward Ratbrager. On the final lap of the race then, Edward Ratbrager will go defensive. Shane Piggott looks to the outside. Ooh, contact as Shane Piggott turns into the side of Edward Ratbrager into turn 4. I'm sure Shane Pigott will say that Edward Raprager didn't turn in, and Edward Raprager will say Shane turned into me. We'll leave it for stewards to decide on that one. But Daniel Perry claims the win ahead of Jens Banks. Ben Sharp, Adam Shepard, Charles Kellyman in P5 ahead of Edward Raprager and Shane Pigott. Kip Stevens takes a P8. And it's a P8 for Kip Stevens that will grant him P2 in the championship, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just take a double look. Kip Stevens. Okay, it does not give Kip Stevens P2 in the championship. It will go down to the final race of the season. Kip Stevens just needs to finish about 20 places ahead of Charles Kellyman. Oh, sorry, he just needs to finish within 20 places of Charles Kellyman to hold on to it. What about Alan Toon and Michael Barry? Michael Barry P17, Alan Toon down in P22. Oh, actually, Alan Toon, P22, Michael Barry 5 places ahead. Okay, so, I mean, I think Alan Toon has got... Alan Toon is now your amateur champion, I believe, with that race, as he did finish ahead of Michael Barry in the previous round. So, our grid reversal for this round will be between P15 and P23. Matthew Connolly. P15 and P23. So, without further ado, let's bring on up the spinny wheel of doom. P15 and P23, I believe is what I said. Matthew Connolly was in P23. So, let's see what we do get here. Again, we have P18. Again. Right. Let's see if anyone's going to jump in for an interview. And indeed, we have our first victim, Daniel Perry. Congrats on the race win.
Thank you very much. Went a bit better than my first race, that's for sure.
Well, you kind of seem to have that one in control. You just pulled a gap and nobody ever really caught you.
Yeah, it was much harder than it looked, actually. It was a really hot track on that second race. The way I kind of played it was, the start of the race, I was preserving tyres as best I could while maintaining the gap. And then it kind of paid dividends towards the end. As you saw, I pulled a few seconds to the guys who I'd been only holding a couple seconds to for the rest of the race.
Yeah, and you mentioned the track temperature was something that Ben was actually mentioning, that the tyre wear is really, really high here at Barcelona. Is that something that you were struggling with?
Oh, for sure, yeah. It started off all right, and then it was just understeer everywhere from then on. I was braking so much earlier, getting the car so much slower than I'd normally would for my fast lines. It was definitely a different kind of game.
So the final race then of not only of the night but of the championship. You're starting from P18. What can we hope to see from you?
I have no idea. This is quite an interesting track. I've not had to overtake anyone here yet, so I don't know how it's going to play. Let's just say top 10 and see what I can do.
Top 10. Well, best of luck, Daniel, in the final race, and hopefully we get to speak to you after that race as well.
Perfect. Cheers, man.
That was Daniel Perry, our race winner from race 2 of the day. And I think on that note, oh no, I believe we have Will Carrington with us. Will, how you doing?
Yeah, hi Milky, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, not too bad. How's the race from your perspective?
Not too great. Got away okay at the start, but I haven't had a chance to practice the track because I've been working all week. And yeah, it's just lack of practice, lack of pace. And then I got tapped. I think it was Jamie. We rubbed mirrors a couple of times, and I think when he came back across, he caught my rear end, stuck me in the wall, and yeah, that was it for me, unfortunately, for the race too.
And where did you finish actually in that second race?
I think I ended up 19th in the end, so not great when I started 6th, really.
So I think I've just murdered your chances by getting P18 instead of P19 for the grid reversal. What's your hopes then for the final race of the season? What's your target?
Target. I'd like to say top 10, but I don't know. I don't think it's going to be possible.
Well, Daniel Perry said the same thing. He said top 10, and he's starting in P18. So you can have a good battle between yourselves then to see who can get that top 10 spot.
Maybe we'll play it clever and we'll lead each other around, and then once we've caught up to the back of them, then we can have some fun.
I'd like to say, I think that could happen, but this is the Monday Championship, so at the same time, I'm pretty sure that won't happen. But good luck in working. To be honest, if you work together, it could be cool. But from my perspective, from the viewer's perspective, we just want to see you racing.
Yeah, you'll probably see that anyway. I can't resist it. If you don't go for the gap, you're not racing anymore.
Awesome. Well, best of luck in your final race of the night.
Thank you very much, Milky.
Right, we'll have to see what Will is able to pull through in his final race. But on that note, we're going to be heading on into a short break. And when we're back, we'll be bringing you all the action from race 3 race 3 of the night and race 36 of the championship. So, ladies and gents, stay tuned. We will be right back in just a short bit. Hi guys, I'm Neil Afternoon, ladies and gents. I figured that you might all be a little bit bored by now, you know. Bored of just seeing a screen with some numbers ticking down. So I thought, you know what? Let me make your night slightly more entertaining and start making you having to hear my exceptionally annoying voice. And right as I say that, I think everyone involved at BSR or the admins decided, you know what, let's just advance to the race. Milky stalling and Milky just talking nonsense is not what people want to see. So, we will be jumping on into the third and final race of the night and of the championship as a whole. Nicholas Klibbins lines up on pole. Alongside him, Michael Barry, who pretty much has lost all chances of securing the amateur class championship. Aston Wigley in P3 ahead of Craig Cockrell. Jamie Gulliford P5 ahead of Peter Reid, Jamie Tonks, Ralph Cullinan, Roy Verveek, Nick Ponstance, Kip Stevens in P11, Shane Piggott P12 ahead of Edward Raprager, Charles Killiman P14, Adam Shepherd P15, Ben Sharp P16, Jez Banks P17, Daniel Perry P18. The revs begin to rise for the final time tonight, for the final time of the championship here at Barcelona. And we are underway. It's a fantastic start to come through from Aston Wigley, who's going to tuck right on in behind Michael Barry, as that's Craig Cockrell who's lost the rear into turn one instantly. We've talked about how the tyres are super slippery, and the same has happened for Nicholas Klibbins right at the front. It is nighttime here at Barcelona, and the cool track temperatures are really exacerbating how slippery the track conditions are. Michael Barry leads the way from Aston Wigley, who's running in the top two for the first time this season, with Nicholas Klibbins closely behind in P3. Jamie Gulliford P4 ahead of Ralph Cullinan. Adam Shepherd has actually climbed all the way up to P9 and is alongside Kip Stevens, pretty much on the run down towards turn 5. Kip Stevens will look to the inside of the 954 Peter Reid, and I think we'll get the job done, as that's a 29 of Roy Verveek running out wide. Remember, Roy Verveek comes across, mixed contact with Peter Reid, and that is definitely not what he would have wanted. Kip Stevens drops far down the order, and Adam Shepherd moves up to P7 and can look for a way through on the 29 car. Remember, Adam Shepherd and Roy Verveek had that coming together in a race 2, and I'm sure Roy Verveek will remember that well, and it was actually here on the run down into turn 4 that Adam Shepherd sent one flying up the inside of Roy Verveek and ended it in disaster. And again, Adam Shepherd throws it down the inside, but this time there is no contact between the two of them, and Adam Shepherd moves up to P6 on the second lap of the race. How's Nicholas Klibbins doing? Oh, it is a 5-way battle for the lead of the race. Jamie Gulliford has been able to find a way through on Nicholas Klibbins and has moved up to P3. But take a look at Aston Wigley in the Oreos car, right and hot on the heels of the 675 workforce Michael Barry mobile. But I tell you what, Jamie Gulliford, out of all of these top 5, looks to be the most solid bet at a race win. The inside is covered off by Michael Barry. Jamie Gulliford to the outside, and Jamie Gulliford in between the pair of them. How did Jamie Gulliford pull that off? What a move from Jamie Gulliford as he takes the race lead for the third race of the night. Michael Barry desperately tries to hold Nicholas Klibbins and Aston Wigley behind, but he will run wide on corner exit, and this could give Aston Wigley a huge chance in the corner of your shot. You can see Adam Shepherd closing on in. Aston Wigley turning across the 13 of Nicholas Klibbins. Contact between the two of them, but Aston Wigley holds on to P3. But Jamie Gulliford is home free. Scot-free is down the inside goes Nicholas Klibbins through turn 3. And Nicholas Klibbins gains the position on Aston Wigley. Michael Barry still holding on to P2 in the background. You can see Ralph Cullinan now looking for the inside. It's a late move on Aston Wigley, but he will be able to brake early enough to not run into the side. And look how far already Jamie Gulliford is pulling at the front of the field. Michael Barry going defensive down into turn 5. Nicholas Klibbins on the outside can look for the switchback. And in the background, that's Adam Shepherd on the outside, having passed the number 10 of Ralph Cullinan. And Adam Shepherd is up into a P5. Ben Sharp is in P9. He hasn't quite had as good of a start as Adam Shepherd was able to. And let's ride on board with the race 1 winner, Adam Shepherd, as he closes in onto the back of Aston Wigley. You can see Nicholas Klebins looking for the outside on the run into turn 4. Aston Wigley going to try to cover off the inside, but still late on the brakes from Adam Shepherd, and Aston Wigley is forced to leave room for Adam Shepherd. Once again, Michael Barry up ahead, going defensive on the run down into turn 5. Adam Shepherd on the outside, the same for Nicholas Klebins. And Adam Shepherd, will he be able to carry the momentum? Michael Barry puts a wheel on the gravel, and this is going to give a fantastic opportunity to Nicholas Klebins up ahead. But Nicholas Klebins has to slot in behind. Adam Shepherd gets the job done and dusted on Aston Wigley, and it moves up to P4. He's going to get a much better run through turn 2 as well, and this will let him get a much more smooth run into 3 as he slots in behind Nicholas Klebins, and in fact will be able to slot underneath Nicholas Klebins into turn 3. Michael Barry going defensive. Adam Shepherd could make this 3 wide, and Adam Shepherd will be able to slot the Shepherd Motors car underneath Nicholas Klebins and up into P3. And at the same time, he'll be able to pull alongside Michael Barry on the run down into turn 5. There's contact between the two of them. That'll push Adam Shepherd out wide, but not wide enough to allow Nicholas Klebins to come back through. Adam Shepherd up to P3. And in the meanwhile, Jamie Gulliford is now 2.5 seconds clear of this battle for P2. Once again, we're seeing Adam Shepherd being able to get a much better exit out of turn 2, and this will bring him right onto the tail of Michael Barry through 3. Nose to tail then on the exit of 3. Adam Shepherd pulls to the outside. Michael Barry goes defensive. Nicholas Klebins watching everything unfold, and Adam Shepherd won't try to hold it around the outside. He's going to look for the switchback, and now he'll have the outside on the run into turn 5. These two made contact on the previous lap. Will they make contact again? And the answer is no. Adam Shepherd early on the brakes, and he's going to find the switchback. But once again, Adam Shepherd is on the outside as they make their way down into 6 and 7. Adam Shepherd will hold it round the outside and sweep past Michael Barry up into P2. And now Adam Shepherd can hunt down Jamie Gulliford, who's 3.6 seconds up the road in the lead of the race. Yes, Sam Taylor, take a shot every time I say Adam Shepherd, because Adam Shepherd is climbing up the field, but in the background we have a battle on our hands. Edward Ratbrager has the number 10 of Ralph Cullinan on his inside as Edward Ratbrager is trying to find a way through. You've got Aston Wigley just up ahead, and Ratbrager will hold it or throw it down the inside. It's probably a more apt term. Into turn 5, Ben Sharp trying to follow Edward Ratbrager through, but he's going to have to slot in behind Ralph Cullinan for now, as Michael Barry is a cork in the bottle. He's a cork in the Coke bottle that has been shaken vigorously, and there is a swarm of cars behind him that are desperate to find a way through. You talk about shooting fish in a barrel, well, you're shooting cars at Barcelona right now. Ben Sharp on the outside of the number 10 as Edward Ratbrager goes down the inside of Aston Wigley for P5. And this might actually allow Ralph Cullinan a way through as well, but taking eye up ahead, Michael Barry with Nicholas Klebins on the outside, and Nicholas Klebins will try the same move that Adam Shepherd did with the switchback on the exit of a turn 5, and now on the outside of 6 and 7, Michael Barry loses the rear end, but he keeps the car pointed in the right direction. He will lose the position, and now Edward Ratbrager tries to find a way through on Michael Barry as well. And Edward Ratbrager gets a better exit through 2. This should allow him to get a much smoother run through 3 and slot in right behind the work guard Mazda. In the background, I think that was Roy Vivek running out wide through turn 3. As that's practically 3 abreast behind Ben Sharp's right in the thick of it. As the 26 of Shane Pickett goes round the outside of Ralph Cullinan. And Aston Wigley being the cork in this battle. As up ahead you can see Michael Barry trying to get something back at Nicholas Klebins, but this is just allowing Edward Ratbrager to get in the battle. They make contact as Michael Barry holds the inside down into 6 and 7. Around the outside goes Edward Ratbrager and Michael Barry will lose yet another position. You cannot fault Michael Barry. He has put in an absolutely fantastic defense as he desperately tries to hold on to any position he can find. But it seems to be a case of too little, too late. Meanwhile, at the front, Jamie Gulliford still leads 3.3 seconds ahead of Adam Shepherd. And he lost 0.2 on the previous lap. Oh no, Michael Barry loses the rear end. Somehow the field swerves and avoids, and they part the seas. And Michael Barry's podium defense, his top 5 defense, has gone down the gutter. So Ben Sharp then on the rear end of Jez Banks will be able to slot down the inside of 2 and reclaim P8. And now attempts to hunt down Ralph Cullinan and Shane Piggott up ahead. Adam Shepherd now 3.0 seconds behind Jamie Gulliford, having gained 0.3 on the last lap. 7.5 laps remaining then here at Barcelona for the final round of the BSR Winter Cup Championship. And Ben Sharp slots down the inside of Ralph Cullinan and moves up to P7. Ralph Cullinan won't let this go just like that. He'll have the inside down into turn 5. But Ben Sharp now with the inside down into 6 and 7. And Jez Banks will try to follow Ben Sharp through and might do so successfully. More momentum is available for Ralph Cullinan, who now has the outside into turn 1. Contact between the two of them. And I personally think, from what I saw, I think whoever was on the outside into 2 just turned across the driver on the inside. However, again, it's one that we can leave to the stewards. Edward Raprager then on the back of Nicholas Clibbins. It's a battle for the final podium spot. In the background, Aston Wigley has squeezed Shane Piggott out wide, and Ben Sharp has been able to find a way through. But Nicholas Clibbins trying to defend from Edward Raprager. And Nicholas Clibbins with the inside into the double right-hander. And Edward Raprager will have to slot in behind for now. We only have 21 drivers left on the lead lap. Edward Raprager on the outside then into turn 4. Nicholas Clibbins will try to hold the inside. You can see the closing speed that Edward Raprager has available. Nicholas Clibbins goes defensive. Edward Raprager looks to the outside. In the background, we can see Ben Sharp having a go as Edward Raprager finds a way through as Nicholas Clibbins overshoots the braking spot down into turn 5. And Edward Raprager moves up into the final podium spot as Ben Sharp is hot on the heels of Aston Wigley. And let's ride on board with your BSR 2020 Winter Champion. He secured the championship at the end of race 1 today. But can he end the season on a high? Look at the momentum that Ben Sharp is able to carry on the exit of turn 3. Up ahead, you can see Nicholas Clibbins still trying to fight Edward Raprager. He's got the inside into 4. Ben Sharp will not have the confidence to outbrake Aston Wigley, slots in behind. But Aston Wigley parks it on the apex perfectly to hold on to his P5 spot. Ben Sharp has a look down the inside, brakes early, tries to slot the car in. But Aston Wigley slams the door shut in Ben Sharp's face. You can see Kip Stevens in the background on the back of Shane Piggott. Ben Sharp, Shane Piggott, Kip Stevens and Adam Shepherd, they were all towards the front in race 3. Or pardon me, in race 1. And Ben Sharp gets a much better exit through turn 2, just like we saw Adam Shepherd attempting to do earlier. And this should mean that he gets a better run. Through 3 we go, almost contact between the pair of them. But Ben Sharp has got the inside down to turn 4, and surely this should be enough for Ben Sharp to find a way through and move up into P5. And I think he has pulled it off, as look at Kip Stevens pulling alongside Shane Piggott. And Shane Piggott will have a look down the inside of Aston Wigley. Door slams shut, and this means that Kip Stevens can hold it around the outside. And Kip will have the inside down into turn 6 and 7. Kip Stevens gets the job done and moves up to P7. Adam Shepherd is currently 2.1 seconds behind Jamie Gulliford with 3 laps remaining here at Spain. My voice is starting to go. Kip Stevenson on the inside of Aston Wigley. And he'll have the inside down into turn 4. And just like Ben Sharp did 1 lap ago, Kip Stevens should get the job done and dusted. Oh, there's almost contact between the two as Aston Wigley has the inside down into turn 5. Can Kip Stevens carry the momentum through the corner? I think he carries just enough. There's a lap. The car gets well out of the way. That is Michael Barry in the work guard car. Kip Stevens moves up to P6. Aston Wigley can now defend from Shane Piggott. You see Roy Vivek and Sam Smith closing on in the background. Nicholas Clibbins has really dropped back now from Edward Ratbrager. He's 5 tenths behind, no longer side by side. So, penultimate lap of the race, of the night, and of the championship. And it looks like Jamie Gulliford will be your race winner. Daniel Perry wanted a top 10 finish tonight, was unable to secure it. In fact, he is battling with Will Currington, just like we said might happen, as Ben Sharp is right on the rear end of Nicholas Clibbins. Ben Sharp to the outside, Nicholas Clibbins on the inside through turn 4. Ben Sharp just carries so much more speed, and he makes a light work of Nicholas Clibbins in the 13 car. Ben Sharp up to P4. The leaders have started the final lap of the race. Jamie Gulliford and Adam Shepherd, 8.5 seconds clear of this battle. But look at Ben Sharp. He is hot on the heels of Edward Ratbrager. Can he find a way through to secure a podium in his final race of the season? Fiona Siddons, no, Fiona! Ben Sharp misjudges. Ben Sharp completely misjudges it. And Fiona Siddons unaware of what Ben Sharp was looking to do. Was that the end of the race? I think that was the end of the race, wasn't it? There we go. Jamie Gulliford secures a win ahead of Adam Shepherd and Edward Ratbrager. Ben Sharp will take P4 ahead of Nicholas Clibbins. Kip Stevens in P6. Aston Wigley down in P7 ahead of Shane Piggott, Roy Vivek and Sam Smith rounding out the top 10. Charles Kellyman in P11 ahead of Ralph Cullinan and Jez Banks. Craig Cockrell in P14. Jamie Tonks P15 ahead of Will Currington. Daniel Perry, Martin Sampson with Jason Morris and Sir Alan Toon completing the top 10. Kip Stevens will be able to secure his P2 spot in the championship. As we're seeing some donuts coming through from Nicholas Clibbins. As Ben Sharp celebrating his championship win. Well, there it is. The donuts from the man who has secured the championship then, Ben Sharp. Well, it's been a fantastic season for Ben Sharp, to say the absolute least. And a deserved winner, without a shadow of a doubt. Consistent race after race. Kip Stevens, the man who's finished P2 behind Ben. Both running similar liveries. And I think Ben Sharp will call it quit on that note. But there we go then, the final race of the Mazda Monday Championship. And it ends with a bang. Right, so we have Jamie Gulliford joining us. Jamie, congrats on winning not only the final race of the night, but the final race of the championship, ending on high.
Oh yeah, thanks very much. Yeah, appreciate that. Tough race. Well, it got a little bit tougher when I saw Adam Shepherd closing in.
He was closing in, but you were able to keep up a really good pace, and he wasn't able to close in too much. One question that I did want to ask is, I know the tyre wear has been very difficult today. How was it in the night conditions in race?
To be honest, that was probably the race that actually felt best for me. I think it was the last race. The front tyres kind of really went off very, very, very quickly. It was much hotter, so yeah, I think our setup just didn't really enjoy that too much. But yeah, that session felt much better for me.
Well, Jamie, congratulations on taking the final win of the championship. And are you going to be racing tomorrow?
Yep, I'll be there. Yep, tomorrow. I'm fighting for the AM and the team championships. Yep, so I'll definitely be there tomorrow.
Well, best of luck tomorrow as well then, and thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks so much, Yoki. Have a good one.
Cheers. I guess next up we should bring in our Winter Cup champion, Ben Sharp. Ben, congrats.
Thanks, mate. First time I've ever actually managed to commit to a series long enough to have a run at it, so really happy with that.
Even despite taking a break as well, you were able to do it.
Yes, well, work beckoned last week. I had to go to Austria to work, so and I was a bit worried actually that I wasn't going to make it back in time for tonight, but I did, so that's what matters.
So you were able to finish P2 in the first race. Second race looked entertaining. How's the third race in the night conditions?
Really difficult. I think a lot of people were struggling with frames per second, including myself. We lost about 20. It was really struggling my computer to run Barcelona at those settings. But it was just one of those races where it was really frustrating. I was sort of like, I kept getting put in the wrong place at the wrong time, and I'd try to make a move on someone, and then I'd get shuffled back. So it was a bit of a tough one.
Yeah, you were in the middle of, I think it was a 5-way battle or something for P3, I think, with Edward, but you managed to kind of squeeze through, and it seemed like Michael Barry and I think it was Nicholas Clibbins were right roadblocks.
Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with doing that. They're here to race as much as us, and Mick was actually battling for the championship, so he was desperate for those last few points. I'm assuming that he got taken out. I didn't see what happened.
I think he just lost the back end through turn 5.
Okay. So he's but yeah. But for me, the biggest thing I'm happy about the most of this whole series is that Mr. Alan Toon has won the AM Championship.
Well, I mean, speaking of Mr. Alan Toon, I think we should bring him in so we can have both our overall series champion and our amateur class champion. Sir Alan Toon, congrats on winning the championship, or at least the amateur championship.
Yes, well, I'm very surprised because I didn't even realise I was in the running, Milky, my friend, until this evening when somebody said, "You're leading the amateur championship, Alan." And I didn't really. So there, I just cruised to victory, my friend.
You say you cruise to victory. You say you cruise to victory, but it didn't look like a cruise out on circuit for you.
I don't know how it happened. I came second in the last year in the Winter Series in the Tuesday night. I don't know how it happened. I just keep turning up and driving around, doing my best.
Well, you've managed to improve one from last season. You go from second to first. Next season, any chance that we can see you taking the crown away from Ben?
I think it's very unlikely, since I'm barely am.
Look, you said you were surprised that you were leading the championship coming into this round. You could be pleasantly surprised again next season. Who knows?
Yeah, I could, yes. Well, no, I've had two really pleasant. I got a trophy you know, the people in the league are absolutely wonderful people, and they treat me really well. And I got a trophy, Milky, last season.
Okay.
I got a special trophy, and it's on my. It's honestly, I'm so proud of it. It sits on my mantelpiece for coming second, and the person that won it didn't get a trophy, but I got a trophy. And yeah, so look, I've got another one coming. It's not exciting.
I'm expecting to see a nice picture with a very, very big smile on your face on the Facebook chat in
Okay.
in a couple of weeks'
well,
time.
yeah. I mean, you're welcome to come on my Facebook page, matey. There's lots of pictures of me on there.
But I need to see one with the biggest smile you've ever had.
Oh crikey! I shall do my best. If I can summon up the energy, I will do.
Well, Alan, Ben, thank you very much for joining
No,
in. Congrats to
Milky,
both of
thank
you.
you ever so much as well.
Yeah,
Big
mate.
thanks to
I've
you.
been enjoying the streams. I've been enjoying watching them. It's been you've been doing a great job. Well done.
Thanks.
And thank you to my wonderful team, and thank you to everyone in the lead, because honestly, these are my friends and comrades, and I just love being with them.
Well,
Thanks a lot.
thank you very much for putting out some great racing. I think on the stream tonight, people were playing drinking games, so not quite sure what's going on, but I think people were having a laugh.
Oh, well, that's good.
I might
Take
as
it
well.
easy, matey.
Cheers, Alan. I might as well jump on to Fiona Siddons. Fiona, how were your races tonight? Oh, I think Fiona's muted at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, good job you said I was muted. Yeah, the circuit was horrible. The tyres didn't last very long at all. But at the end of it, it was the best night, result-wise, I'd had all season.
So, can you remind me and all of our viewers, what were your results for tonight?
I was 2 third places for definite. But in race 1, I'm not sure whether I was third or whether I was fourth, because there's a driver who hasn't got an AM or a Pro at the side of him. So it's possible 3 P3s, but definitely 2 and a P4.
Well, some good results coming in. Looking to seasons to come, any chance that we can see you challenging the likes of Alan Toon and Michael Barry for those top spots in the AM class?
I'll do my best. I'll definitely do my best next season. Turn up for every weekend and see how it goes. But before I go, I'd like to thank Ben for allowing me the chance to race in the BSR, and for Jamie Ayres as well for the chance for the Tuesday series as well. And I'd like to congratulate the champions, and thank you to you for a great stream.
No worries at all. It's been my pleasure. And yeah, again, congrats to Ben and Alan Toon for securing their overall class victories and amateur class victories. Fiona, thank you very much for jumping in the commentary booth with me, and best of luck to you in your race tomorrow and in next season as well.
Yeah, see you next season.
Awesome. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is all that we have had time for. It's been an absolute pleasure to bring you, well, I think from round 4 to this round 12 of the season. Thank you everyone for tuning in over the course of the season. If you haven't already, do make sure to go and join the BSR Discord if you are interested in joining in for some fun Mazda action. BSR races on Monday and Tuesday afternoons. So if the link's not already in the description, I'll add a link that sends you to the Discord page. I've been your commentator, Yusuf Milky Serial Bin Sahel. You can catch me on Twitter at Milky73. And as I say that, a wild Charles Kellyman has appeared. Charles, how are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm not doing too badly. How are your races tonight?
Do you know what? That third race, I did have a bit of a coming together with Will Connington and Ralph Collingham. It's a mouthful. But apart from that, yeah, it's 3 good races. Yeah, I really enjoyed that third race. I think at one point there was about 8, 9 of us just lapping together nose to tail, and I really love that sort of racing, no matter where I finish. So yeah, I really enjoyed it.
I think there were 2 of those groups across the circuit. One question that I've been asking people is, apparently tyre wear was really bad. How bad was it in the darkness in race 3?
All 3 races, to be honest, Milky, were pretty bad. Race 1, I think I let maybe 4 or 5 cars go by me because I just couldn't turn the car.
Okay.
I think race 3 wasn't as bad, but race 1 and 2, wow. But then, those who kind of disappeared off into the distance, I caught up again a couple of laps later. So, yeah, looking after the tyres is a key thing.
Well, Charles, congrats on the results. P3, I believe, in the championship standing. So next season,
I have no idea. No idea. We've just been in the chat room kind of discussing who's finished where. I didn't know where I finished. So was that P3 overall?
P3 overall, yes.
Oh, wow. Fantastic.
I think you were only about 30 or so points off Gep for P2. So it was close.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We've just been discussing this, and, we've been saying that it's not always the fastest that win. Consistency plays a huge part in these races. If you can finish, high up in the order race after race, it does pay dividends.
So are you saying you're one of the fast or one of the consistent?
Or
both?
People know that I'm not fast, but I'm known to be consistently slow, but but consistent all the same. Yeah. So yeah, particularly in endurance races, I've learned that it's about finishing the race most of the times, rather than being the fastest. So yeah, really good. Really enjoyed it tonight.
You finished plenty of races over the course of the season. Sadly, though, we haven't got to see you on the top step of the podium. So maybe next season we'll get to say Charles Kellyman wins the race.
Hopefully, that's what I'm working on. Working hard on that.
Well, Charles, thank you very much for joining me, and best of luck in your race tomorrow and in next season.
Yeah, thank you, and thanks for streaming. I'll be watching that back shortly. So yeah, thank you for everything you've done for us.
No worries at all. It's been my pleasure.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye. Right, that was Charles Kellyman, who has secured P3 in the Drivers' Championship standings. But again, thank you everyone for tuning in. As I mentioned before, I'll drop a link to join the Discord server if any of you are interested in joining BSR for their Master Championships. They have one running on Mondays and one running on Tuesdays. I've been using Milky Serial Binsell. You can catch me on Twitter at MilkySerial73 to stay up to date with all of my commentary actions or just random spew that I drop out on Twitter from time to time. It's been my pleasure to bring this season of BSR Masters to you, and it's gonna feel weird that I'm gonna have Mondays now where I'm not commentating on this. Also, I should mention as well, there is an endurance special event occurring, so for people who are interested in that, make sure to join on in. I will actually put that in the chat room now. So there's an endurance race happening, and it is on Monday the 8th of March. Never mind, I can't post it, but essentially Monday 8th of March, there is an MX5 endurance race, a 3-hour endurance race, teams of 2 or 3 drivers. It's a £10 entry per team, and there are cash prizes. So if anyone out there wants to have some fun in an endurance race, or potentially wants to have a shot at winning some money as well, make sure to join for the race. It will be at Silverstone. But yeah, that is pretty much everything. Thank you guys again to everyone who tuned in over the course of this season. But this is the end of the Monday Championship, and I'll see you all later. Have a good night, have a good evening, have a good whatever you're up to, and goodbye for now.